in a police officer uniform and said, when I grow up, I want to be a police officer. Not a police officer. I work in corrections, but still, that's what she's looking at me to provide that guidance for her future. I'm going to tell her, hey, you know what? If the door isn't opened for you, you better go up there and open it yourself.
Right.
But if there's somebody nice enough to open a door for you, please turn around and say thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, and my kids, they're really good, especially Abby is good at saying thank you a lot. And and sometimes I think, I don't think she's overdoing it, but it's like a lot of thank yous all the time, and which is great. But, yes, I think the classic man has to always be there, you know, in just little things like that. Hey, I'm going to hold the door open when we go into the store. Although, this is funny, because every time, like, I'm always kind of on the left side of Jill, so I reach for the door on the left to open it.
Sure.
But she's already opening the right side and going through, and I'm like, that's not working. I'm trying to open the door for you. Even to this day, I still try to beat her. I'm like, I got it. So
that sounds like my husband. He has put himself in situations where he thinks he's like, yeah, look at me. Oh, my wife's doing it herself.
Yeah.
And this is something that I really try to show my daughter, you know, your dad's trying.
Right.
Your mother's a bit stubborn.
You know, and like you said, everybody's different, and that's totally understandable. But I just think, you know, with the girls with the equal rights thing and all that, yeah, absolutely. The voting was important.
Absolutely.
You live here in this world with us in the United States, so of course, you know.
It's the contributing to society, because for a long time, there were a lot of jobs that could not be held by women, period. And they started to evolve, and before you know it, women are going to be completely equal. It's not 50-50 yet, but it's close, and it's getting there. I think it's fantastic. Are there times where maybe it's more appropriate for a man to be in a position than a woman? I don't like to look at it as gender. It's who can do the job at the time. Whether it's a guy or a girl, it really shouldn't make any difference. Are there certain very specific things that my job requires that a female can only do? Yeah, there is. Mm-hmm. But they're very far and few between. So when we're looking at not just the job force, but just how things are working, who's going to do the job? I don't really want to look at it as a guy or a girl. It's who does it well.
Well, you know what? I want to work at Hooters, and not as a cook. I want.
Well, good luck with that.
I want to work at Victoria's Secret. Would it be bad if I opened up a store and called it, you know, you have Victoria's Secret, and I crossed to like every mall and every Victoria's Secret out there, I opened up a place that says Victor Tells All. Sell men underwear.
Yeah, so I don't know how many guys would actually want to go to your store. Online sales might go through the roof, but actually going to the store, maybe not so much.
Where'd you get your undies? Victor Tells All.
Nice.
Yeah, that would go over good, I really think. But women's right, 1848 to 1920. And then I was reading, like, I'm gonna get the dates wrong. It was in the 1800s, earlier than 1848, where a girl would marry a man, and a girl, by law, would have to give up whatever she owned. Like, if she owned land,
right,
she gives it up to the man. If she had money, she came from money, she gives that up to the man, that right. And I'm like, what the heck?
Oh, yeah.
That's horrible. And I understand
Indeed.
It was the growing out of the pattern. I mean.
Yes. And when I first starting in law enforcement, I was very not of as much of an independent mindset, but after a while I bought my own house, and I remember having the conversation with my father. Dad, you know that money that you said that you were going to give me for a wedding? Well, I'm never getting married and I'm never having children. Can I get it for a down payment for a house? And he's like, you're going to buy a house by yourself? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, so he was like, you can't do that? Or,
well, no.
Okay, cool.
He was all about it. He's like,
nice.
And my mother, who immigrated to this country.
Where's your mother from?
She's from Poland.
Okay.
And she was actually really proud to tell people, my daughter bought her own house.
Right.
And that was kind of exciting. And then I met my husband, and a couple years later, I'm like, hey, Dad, remember how I told you I was never getting married? So we planned a date. It's December 7th. And he goes, the USS Arizona sunk on December 7th. And I was like, oh. He's like, you didn't forget Pearl Harbor Day, did you? And I'm like, at the time I worked 5-2, 5-3, and I'm like, it was my Friday on a 3-day. I just picked a number, and it happened to be in December. And oh man, this is no good.
Did you have to change it?
No, my dad instead bought me a very nice wedding gift. It was a 3-part DVD series on remembering Pearl Harbor.
Well, okay. I mean, I don't know if that's a wedding thing, but hey, it's the date.
Oh
so.
no, he made sure to history. Yes, he's gonna. You remember your history, or we're doomed to repeat it, and he wants me to remember these things very, very well. So
in a few months, you're gonna have an anniversary.
Yes,
all right, cool.
Yes.
How many years?
8.
8 years, excellent.
Yes.
I actually have my anniversary next week, September 2nd.
Oh, good job remembering ahead of time.
Yeah. 15 years, and it's so easy because I got married in 2000. I'll never forget the year.
Good job, Jill.
Yeah. And it was so funny because I was like sitting there going, you know how people tell you how they got engaged and they want that beautiful, awesome story, I
don't have one.
You don't?
No. Oh. Mine is really ridiculous. And again, going back to that whole femininity thing.
Yeah.
Oh, my poor husband. I don't know why he married me.
Oh.
Because the day that he decided he was going to propose, he had just had shoulder surgery. He was in a completely immobilizing sling. And I'm in the living room, and...
Was he on painkillers and you tricked him?
Yeah. Oh, no. I didn't trick him.
I'm kidding.
But he had the ring in his pocket, which happened to be underneath the immobilizing sling. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, are we going to dinner? And he's like, hang on a second. And he has he's cross-body trying to grab this ring box. And I am being who I am, which is kind of forward at times. And I'm like, let's go already. Yeah. I'm starving to death. I'm going to waste away into nothing. Why aren't we leaving yet? Blah, blah, blah.
Hurry up. Hold the door open and let's go.
The ring box pops out of his pants pocket. And I was like, oh, I know what that is. And I sit down really quick on the couch, and I'm like, okay, I'm a good girl now. I'm sorry. Are you going to do something awesome? And he proposed to me. I'm like, wow, I'm such a jerk.
Oh, well, it worked out. Yeah, that's so funny. That's hilarious. Mine was, I thought it was going to be ruined. It ended up being really cool.
Awesome.
But when I got engaged, I brought, I believe it was 3 presents.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was getting closer to midnight, because I got engaged on Happy New Year's.
Oh, yay.
Yay, Happy New Year's. And it was getting close to midnight. And I started having her open the presents about 10 minutes before midnight. And the first one, I was kind of slow talking. She was opening it. Nothing in the box. The second one she opened up. Nothing in the box. And she's like, oh, come on. What is this? And then finally the little box. And she got excited. Now she's starting to open this box. It's almost midnight. It's about a minute and 30 seconds to midnight. And I need champagne. It's part of my thing. It's part of the thing that I had going for me here that was going to work, make this happen. So the lady comes over with champagne with a minute and 30 seconds. Now, because I'm timing, everything has to be, it's about the only time that I have to have everything in line. So, I'm sorry. I'm out of champagne. I have to go back and get some.
No.
I'm like, you're kidding. Whoa, what? Now I'm like panicking. I'm pale, but anger, I'm about to go into shock here.
Right.
So 30-something seconds left. She's pouring the champagne. Jill's opening the little box. She opens it, and nothing.
Oh my God, Joe.
Nothing. Oh, honey, I'm gonna put something one day in that. I will. No. So what happens was, it hit midnight right there. I got on my knees with a glass of champagne, and I go, "Will you marry me?" And she's just like, "Yeah," but she's confused. And I'm like holding the champagne like in front of her face, and then she finally saw that the ring was inside the champagne glass.
Oh, very cute.
And then right then and there, fireworks went off because we got married at, or not married, we got engaged at the Geneva Inn, I believe.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I was like, it came together perfectly. I'm all right. And I'm sweating, wiping everything off. People around the table are like, oh, they're getting engaged. Oh, fireworks. And they're getting engaged. Fireworks. Oh my God. What'd she say? Like after the fireworks over, the lady's like, what'd she say? And I'm like, I believe she said yes. You didn't even say anything yet. You're wearing the ring. So, yeah. And then that's how that happened. And now 15 years later and 2 kids and few
Very
houses.
Cool. Yes.
Vehicles. On her second dog.
Wow.
So, so yeah, that's fun. Yeah, and what was I going to say? I was going to say something to you. Yeah, I had these dates, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the first woman in Congress and how this all started for girl power. Is that wrong to say? That's kind of lame, but I'm going to...
No, but it does remind me kind of like
a cartoon.
Yes, but which cartoon?
It's those big-headed, big eyeball...
Powderpuff Girls.
Yes, Powderpuff.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen those in a million years.
Powderpuff Girls.
Yes. Okay.
And that is what it reminds me of.
It does, because they fly through the air with that fist in the front of... Yes.
But they don't say girl power, though,
no,
do
they don't.
No.
But I don't remember what they say. I mean, it was a cartoon that came out 20 years ago.
Yeah, and they were
not that long.
No, because they were playing the ending of it when my kids were finally getting old enough to, understand what they were. They watched a few episodes, and then now it's something weird because we watch our nephew.
Yes,
and he loves Bubble Guppies.
I know this show.
What is in that music? That music, it hypnotizes them, and then he gets all excited and starts clapping.
Yes,
he's about 1.5 or so, and he just starts smiling and giggles through the whole thing. And I go, what is so funny about Bubble Guppies?
They are, well, it's funny. My daughter started rewatching Bubble Guppies. This was one of those shows that she would kind of pay attention to, but do babies and toddlers really pay attention to anything for more than 30 seconds? Probably not.
No.
But she's 4 now. And all of a sudden she's like, oh, Mom, remember I watched this when I was a baby. Holy cow. I can't believe you remember that.
You're still a baby.
And they have a couple really kitschy songs, and one of them was The Skin You're In, and they talk about your bones and how the bones connect and stuff like that. And here's a parenting moment. I tell my daughter she's a pain in my patella. And she's like, what is a patella? I'm like, it's your kneecap. She goes, it's my bottom. And I'm like, no, seriously, it's your kneecap. And then Bubble Guppies brought up patellas, and she's like, oh, Mom, look, did you learn that from Bubble Guppies? No.
That's so funny, because aren't they like mermaids?
Yes, they're mermaids, and they talk about your bones.
You do not have phalanges.
I know, and they don't have patellas.
Yeah.
But yet they brought up patellas.
Tibias and fibias, and you don't have those.
Nope, not so much.
Yeah, that is hilarious. Right. So yeah, we're going to break here in a little bit, and we'll come right back. And I want to talk about the women's right movement, and then about a lady that I actually heard speak, Diana Nyad, a swimmer that was the first one to swim from Cuba to Florida,
yes,
the coast. I heard her speak. It was fantastic. She was a really, really good speaker. And the stuff that she went through was just amazing in life in general, from, struggles at home and actually going through being raped, but still having the mindset to get through and accomplish the thing that she always wanted to do, at 60 years of age, So I'm like, whoa, that is amazing. So you're listening to The Mental Floss. Joe Flores, WXMR, 94.3 LPFM, Maringo Radio. I'm going to bring you some song. Liz picked this one. It's a little Fleetwood Mac, and I hope you enjoy it.